stand. God help me, I can do no other.
Today, during Passionate Theology Moments, we're going to be looking at the first paragraph of Patrick Fairbairns' work entitled Opening Scripture. Now, the parenthetical title for this work is somewhat of a long statement, but let's read it. A hermeneutical manual introducing the exegetical study of the New Testament. I know some of you might be thinking to yourself, how can such a cold, dead statement put forth any kind of passion? How can such a title spur or spark enthusiasm, excitement, and joy in the heart of the believer? Well, it is just this energy. It is just this passion. It is just this enthusiasm that Patrick Fairbairn sets forth in this work. He sets forth the importance for the man of God, for the gospel preacher, to understand and to rightly divide his word. And so let's read this first paragraph concerning the original language of the New Testament. In the more exact and scientific study of the sacred scriptures, the first object in order of nature that calls for examination has respect to the state of the original records. The possession of a pure text is an indispensable preliminary to a thoroughly correct and trustworthy exposition, and as well from its importance as from the peculiar character of the investigations belonging to it, this is now fitly assigned to a distinct branch of biblical study. Next to it in order, and certainly not inferior in importance, is a correct and discriminating acquaintance with the original language of Scripture and the principles that should guide our inquiries into its meaning and purport. All theology that is really sound and that will stand the test of time must have its foundation here. The Reformers, to their credit, clearly perceived this and were hence led to doctrinal results, which in the main never have been and never can be displaced. They proceeded on the sound maxim of Melanchthon that Scripture cannot be understood theologically unless it has been understood grammatically. In such statements, of course, the term grammatical must be taken in its wider sense as comprehending all that is necessary to a just discernment of the import and spirit of the original language. And if such a critical acquaintance with the mere language of sacred Scripture be but one element of success, it is still an element, a very peculiar moment to the well-furnished theologian, since it has respect to the ultimate source of all that is sound and valuable in theological attainment. Thanks again for joining us for this passionate theology moment.
Here I stand. I can do no other.